Hi, my name is Sylvie. I am a certified yoga instructor. I help women over 40 become strong and flexible using yoga. Today I want to show you my favorite hip flexibility drill, and this routine will focus on the pancake, the straddle, and the middle splits. We'll be using some strength exercises but a lot of passive stretching as well. We're going to get started in your pancake. And you can take your legs as far apart as you want. They don't really have to be like that. You can just bring your legs this wide. But I like to take them further apart. And also, if you haven't been practicing your pancake, you may be feeling the stretch just like that. And if that's the case, stay here. But if you want more of a challenge, you can lean your chest forward. As you inhale, you're going to be extending your spine, leaning forward and lowering as much as you can, while keeping your legs active. I like pressing my heels on the mat to keep my legs active. And we're going to stay here for about a minute. You might find that using a block helps as well if you want to bring your elbows on blocks, or even your head, your forehead. Next, you're going to lean to the left. You can open your side like I'm doing here, or you can face your leg. See whatever feels better for you today. Maybe try a little bit of both. Switch side. Next, let's get into your frog pose. The frog pose is still one of my favorite hip flexibility poses. I have moved on from a lot of the other stretches that I use in my other routines because I don't feel them as much. For example, the lizard pose or the pigeon pose, but the frog, still amazing. Also, when you're in the frog pose, there's a lot of variations you can try. You can move your hips from back to front. I'll show you. So you can bring your hips back and then move them forward a little bit and bring them back again. Forward. So you can try that. See if that helps you get deeper in the pose. Also, there's ways to move, like you can try with your chest up, and then you can maybe lower your chest and see how that feels. So play around with that stretch and see what helps you. Become more flexible. You have to find that right balance of discomfort, but not painful. Next, I'm going to take you to the wall. This wall stretch is really effective because you have the resistance of the wall, so you can get deeper in your stretch. But it's not as uncomfortable as using the resistance of the floor, right, when you're doing the actual middle splits. And same here, when you use the wall to stretch in your pancake, you're going to move your butt back, see how that feels. And then you can maybe try to bring your chest closer to the wall. And then you can ease out if it gets too intense. And then get back deeper in your stretch. Also, as you open, you can try to get closer to the wall. Next, we're going to use a strength drill. The first strength drill that I want to do with you is a standing strength drill. This particular standing strength drill is to kind of practice lifting in the middle splits while standing. I'm not anywhere close to this, but that's why we're practicing. And as you practice this drill, I want you to try to focus on bringing your chest up, because the tendency is to face down, but you want to try to lift your chest. And you can also use something to support, because balancing is pretty hard, so you can use something to support yourself. And you're going to be lifting your leg, bring it back down. We can do that 10 times on each side. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, that's tough. 10. Whew. Second side. I'm gonna lean on this piece of furniture. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can also try to keep your legs straight longer. 8, but this is really hard for me, and that's pretty much as long as I can hold it. Last one. 10. Okay, Now we're gonna get in our pancake stretch again, but I'm gonna show you from a different angle because we're going from the pancake, practice the middle splits. Start in your pancake. You may want to use blocks again. Remember, with your pancake middle splits, it's always very important to lift your butt. So you're really leaning your chest forward and lifting your tailbone. When you start feeling that you're opening in your pancake, now you're going to lift in the middle splits. And in the middle splits, again, you have different options as far as height and posture. You can keep your arms straight with your hands on the blocks, or you can start lifting and lowering your chest. I like doing this because it helps you get deeper in the stretch. When you lower your chest, then you lift back up. So I'm going to do that 10 times. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one. 10. Next, you sit back down in your pancake, but this time you're going to stretch from side to side. Take your right hand behind your right ankle and see how low you can get to the right. Keeping your legs very active. Repeat that one more time. You probably will notice that you can get deeper the second time. That's why I do it twice. Next, we're going to play around with strength again. And you can bring your legs a little bit closer in. Take a block on the inside of each ankle. And you're going to be lifting your legs over the block. And as you get stronger, you can bring the block higher, which is what I'm going to be doing today. We're going to do 5 times on each side. That's 1. Also, it's easier when you lean back. I'm going to try to not lean back as much. 2. That's a good one. 3. 4. And 5. Second leg. One, two, three, four, and five. We're gonna have a boat pose drill. It's a bit of an easier version. Next we'll be doing this with straight legs, but here it really helps strengthen your hip flexor as you focus on pulling your knees towards your chest. You're lifting your chest as you inhale, but then try envisioning your knees getting closer and closer and closer to your chest. And I find that really tough. It's an excellent strength exercise. We're gonna do 5 of those as we lower to your back. Tap your toes on the mat, keep the lower back stuck to the mat. Lift back up. That's 1. Inhale up. That's 2, I think. Or 3, I don't know. Let's say that's 3 here. Exhale back down. Inhale up. 5. I did a terrible job counting for this drill. Okay, next we're going to practice your pancake middle splits another time. But this time we're gonna start with the middle splits instead of starting with the pancake, because the way I find it easier to get deeper in the middle splits with my toes up, and this variation is gonna allow you to do just that. Just setting up my timer. Okay. So here you can start with your blocks if you find that helps you. Bring your toes up. And then gradually lower and lower as you open in the stretch. You can move your hips back and forth. And now you can sit in your pancake. That middle split stretch that we were doing, most likely your legs are a lot wider now in your pancake. Just going to take a moment here to open and calm my heartbeat. Who said that you couldn't get a cardio workout from stretching? Bring your legs in. Okay, so we're gonna do our last core drill. And like I said, this time we are going to straighten your legs, but you don't have to keep them together. We're gonna open them up like a straddle. As you open your legs up in the straddle, again, you're lifting your chest and you're compressing your core. Then you can lower. We're gonna do that 5 times. As you exhale, inhale, back, up. Whew. Lower. Inhale, back up. 3. Oh, that's tough. Exhale down. Inhale up. 4. Last one. Exhale down. Inhale up. My legs and my core are killing me. Whew. Next, hold your legs. That feels good. Okay, so our last middle split pancake stretch for this routine. I'm gonna do it facing you, but it's similar to the first one, first time we did it, where you start in a pancake and then you move to the middle splits. I'm gonna lean forward and spend some time stretching here. It feels a lot easier the third time around. I'm sure you're noticing that. Next, I'm gonna lift in the middle splits. Maybe try to take your legs further apart. And then this time you can keep your toes up if you like that the first time we did it. I also find that in this stretch, sometimes it helps supporting yourself with your arms. Ten more seconds. See how low you can get. Okay, you're done for today. I hope you enjoyed this hip flexibility routine as much as I do. I know it's going to become one of my favorite routines to follow. I recommend working on hip flexibility a few times a week if your goal is to be flexible enough to do the middle splits. For example, I like to work on the middle splits maybe 3 times a week, on my back bends 3-4 times a week, and my front splits once or twice a week. My front splits not as much because it's easier, and I've been doing the front splits for a couple of years now. Depending on your goals, you're gonna pick the routines that will get you there. That's how you train strategically. Thanks for stretching with me, and we'll see you next time.